Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Georgia. I hope you're well. Today I'm going to be doing sort of like a mid-year reset style video. I feel like I've not updated things in a while, so I just want to sit down and do that today basically. So I do have a plan of everything that I would like to get done, so we will go through that together in a minute. I just want to refresh, I want to update. We're halfway through the year, I feel like now's the perfect time to do it, so that is the plan. We will consult my list and I'll tell you what the plan is. I've recently done a lot of book shopping, but if you've not seen my previous videos, I've had 3 hauls like in the last sort of like month. So it was my birthday in May, so I got a lot of books for my birthday. I've been to New York, so I bought a lot of books in New York, and I have been to 66 books. So I've had 3 sort of like big hauls up on my channel recently, so all of those have just been sat on the floor in front of my bookshelves for a while. So I've finally gone through and got them all back on my shelves, so we've had to have a good little rejig. So we will do that together. I have already done that because it was stressing me out, so I did it a couple of weeks back. I then also want to emboss some of my books. I got an embosser for my birthday. James very kindly bought me an embosser, which I've wanted for a very long time. So we're going to emboss my books together as well. I then also have a few new releases that have arrived since sorting my bookshelves out a couple of weeks back. So we're going to go through those today as well. And then finally, I want to update my TBR jar. So I've not updated my TBR jar since I did the TBR jar. So I've got it here anyway. It is relatively full, but there's just some more prompts that I want to add. So I thought we could do that together today. So that's the plan. I'm going to first pass you back to past Georgia, who is going to update all the bookshelves with you guys. I'm really happy with how it turned out, so stay tuned and I'll pass you back to past Georgia. Okay, so step 1 of this video, I need to get these books on the bookshelves. Like, this whole refresh journey needs to start here. Like, I need this pile of books on my bookshelf. I'm not getting any extenders yet, and don't have any room for any more bookshelves, so these have to fit on here. As you can see, I've got a bit of space at the bottom, and I've got some like display shelves here, so Fearless goes there, but it's downstairs at the moment because I'm currently reading it. This is all I've got to work with, so I might have to condense some of my display shelves. And I also have a couple of parcels that I'm going to open with you guys before we get going, because these all have to go on here as well. So I know what this one is. I have actually ordered it myself. It's an ARC that I've read. So this is Wolf by Paisley Hope. Now I really enjoyed this one. It's like a dark MC romance. I really enjoyed it, so I bought the physical copy as well. I didn't realise it was a tall paperback, which was a little bit annoying. Really enjoyed this one. I think I've given it 4 stars. It's very spicy. Well, it's an MC romance, so it gives you a good idea of what sort of stuff's going to be going on in that book, so huge trigger warnings, but I really enjoyed it. And then I've also got my June fairy loot. I literally just cut the tape before I came upstairs so that I could open this with you guys. So it just says Shackled Obsessions. I'm not going to read the card because it tells you what book you've got, so I'm just going to open it. I love the little pouches that they come in, they're so cute. Oh, that is stunning. So this is Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. That is gorgeous. Do the full round. That's so pretty. The sprayed edges, the end pages, the naked hardcover, the reversible dust jacket. That is gorgeous. Okay, I'm really happy with this one. This is stunning. I'm going to leave it in its original cover for now. So that sounds really interesting. This one's beautiful. I'll insert a picture of the mess that we've got to organise. Let's just get straight into it, I guess. But just to give you a general plan, I have all my thrillers along the bottom here, but it's on 2 of the big shelves. So I want to move these over to the big shelf and the little shelf. It gives me 2 of the big shelves of some more fantasies because I've got a massive stack of fantasy books here. I think I'll probably be able to just squeeze my romances in and around these shelves. So that's the plan. So I'm just literally going to crack on. I am also going to unhaul any books I'm not bothered about while I'm doing this as well. I don't think there's going to be many because I did this not too long back, but I'm going to get rid of the ones that I know I'm probably not going to read. So I think this is probably the best view I can get you, so we're just going to have to deal with this. So I'm going to start by moving all of these over here, like I said, and then we'll just take it from there. So let's go. Cheers. I already have a pile with 6 books in of books I'm getting rid of, so I'm very proud of myself for that one. I'm thinking of maybe moving these over there as well, because they are still sort of romancy ones, and then a few just other little Gone Girl, Girl on the Train, so they are still kind of thrillers, but I'm just going to let them all sort of run one to the other over here, I think. I feel like that's a good start. Now, the only other thriller that I've bought is The Tenant by Frida McFadden. So I'm just going to take this sticker off. And then I can add this to the collection. So that's all my Frida McFadden books there. I find her very hit and miss, but I'm going to keep them all for now anyway. I've got a lot of romance, so I'm just going to sort of organise them before I put them on my shelves. I've got the Magnolia Park series, as well as the special edition that I got from 66 Books. I haven't actually read it yet, but it was stunning, and I think I'll like the series. So I need to find somewhere for all of those. I've got a couple of country romances, so they need to go on my little cowboy shelf. Dark romance, more dark romance. I've got 5 new Ali Hazelwood books. I've got some mafia romance, which I don't really have a space for. I don't know if these are like dark or not. Well, it's a dark mafia romance, so they might have to go up on the top shelf as well. I've got like quite a lot of new Abby Jimenez and Emily Henry books as well, so I'm gonna have to make some space on my little shelf for those guys. I've got some more just random ones. I've got like some Christina Lauren. I've got Nora Goes Off Script, so I'm gonna have to find a little home for those. I've got some in some series that I already have up on my shelf, so I'll have to again just make some room for those. And then again, just some more dark romance. So let's see if we can make all of these fit. So I'm gonna try and make some room. So I think these 2 shelves are going to have to go. I'm going to put these with my other hardbacks in the corner for now. I also got this when I was in New York. Now it's actually a lighter holder. I just thought it was so cute. So it's just a little cowboy boot. So I want this to go on my little cowboy shelf somewhere. I don't know where for definite yet. But I think I might start with my cowboy shelf actually. Annoyingly, I could do with like 1 more book for the shelf. Just a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world. And now my little draft can just sit in the corner. So I've got the King of Envy book to finish the King of Sin series, or the ones that are out so far. Okay, so they're all sort of like billionaire romances. It's all Lauren Asher and Anaheim basically. So that's going to be that for now. I'm just going to put, after I do with my other Taylor Jenkins Reid books, I'm just going to squeeze in here. I've also got the dating countdown, which doesn't really go with any of the other shelves, so that's going to have to go on here somewhere as well. As well as Nora Goes Off Script, it's going to have to go in here too. So I'm thinking about moving this shelf here down to this one. I don't love this, but it'll do for now. Book 3 of that comes out soon, by the way, which is why I'm not bothered about this gap. Book 3's out, I want to say next month. Could be this month actually. I think I'm going to move these here and swap these around a little bit. I'm not loving how it's working right now. If I'm right, all of these are like high school drama, sporty drama stuff. So then my thought process is sporty drama, high schooly stuff into sport romance. Again, it's still a schooly one, but still sport romance. So it then kind of transitions into all of my Ali Hazelwood books. Does that make sense? I don't know anymore. I'm just going to go from Ali Hazelwood into one of my Christina Lauren ones just because it's another set and it fits nicer there. Although this is still a sporty one, so I'm just going to put it here. It doesn't go there. Let's put it here. It doesn't go there. Where does it go? It's got to fit better somewhere. That's going to do. It's definitely looking a lot busier, but I like it. Obviously, I do still have this shelf with just stuff on it, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that one yet, but I'll figure that bit out when the time comes. I'm now going to move on to this sort of like middle section. So I have a lot of new hardbacks and a lot of new sprayed edges. So my plan, I think, is to have sort of like a hardback one here and then like a pre-sprayed edges one here. But I've got my Fairy Loot to start with, and then the ones that I bought in New York. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That can stay like that for now. And then I've just got my other hardbacks down here. So these are 2 of James's hardbacks, then my fantasy ones, and then I've just got my Gillian Anderson one there as well, just because I don't really know where else it can go. The only other hardback I've got is my 6 Scorched Roses, but I'm going to put that with my Serpent books, which are up there. So now we just have to tackle all of these. Get in there, guys. We're getting there. I actually really like that. So obviously the light's reflecting off it for you guys, but I've got them all just sort of stood diagonally, and then I don't have any of the novellas yet, but there'll be room for the novellas and the side series and stuff when I eventually get a hold of those. I might have a look at which ones of my books are YA and maybe have these on here. So all the Leigh Bardugo ones are YA. I think this is actually going to have to do, if I'm honest. So I do have this gap here that I don't really know what to do with. And I also have the gap where the stitch Lego is as well. So I might just split off the other books, and then once I've finished sort of messing around and doing final little bits, I'll let you know where we ended up. Next on the to-do list is a fresh drink because I'm thirsty. Do you like the new bookshelves? Do you think they look pretty? I am so happy with them. I would quite like to get some of those battery candles for my bookshelves because I just think they look so cute. So maybe we'll get some of those at some point. But next on my to-do list, I do want to do my TBR jar, and I've got a little list on my phone of the prompts I want to add. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 new prompts that I want to add onto my TBR jar. So I've got my little craft box, I've got my little guillotine. Here's some I prepared earlier apparently. I can't remember exactly what measurements I used last time, but I have a bit left of each of the colours, so that's super handy. I'm just going to get one of the other prompts just because I can't remember exactly how big I did these. Let's grab a prompt. A book with a number in the title. You can tell I just chucked these back on top from my July TBR, can't you? Did I not bring a pencil? I didn't bring a pencil, better. Grab a pencil. I apparently did them that big. I've got 10 new prompts, so I'm just going to do 2 of each colour. So I'm just going to do that again, basically, with this one. So that's them all marked out, so now I'm just going to put them in my guillotine and get them all cut to size. But they are all cut out, so I only need 2 of each. So I'm just gonna keep 2 of each side and then keep spares for next time. I used to do bullet journaling, so I have all the art supplies and stuff anyway, and I am debating doing like a proper reading journal next year because I do feel like I miss it quite a bit, doing like the bullet journaling stuff. So I was thinking I might do that for my 2026 reading journey, and then maybe we could do like, as part of our monthly wrap-ups and stuff, we could do a reading journal. Thoughts? Let me think, but I think I might do that next year. I have got a list on my phone of the prompts that I want to add to my jar. I don't remember, if I'm completely honest, what's already in there. I did take a photo of it at some point, but I must have deleted it because I cannot find it anywhere. So I'm hoping that these aren't in there. I don't think they are. The ones I'm going to be adding are a book that intimidates me, the next book in a series I'm in the middle of, a new series, a book from my 25 in 2025, which I don't think I've realised that I ever actually shared with you. So when I did my 2025 goals, I only gave you about 10 books. Now, that's 5 new releases and 5 like just books on my TBR that I wanted to read. But I don't think I ever actually went through my 25 in 2025 with you. So I'll do that with you in a second. A book on a previous month's TBR that I didn't read because I've not actually completely finished a TBR yet. A book with sprayed edges, an arc, a book I want to read, so just giving me free rein. And then use a letter generator, then find a book beginning with that letter. So use a generator so it gives me the letter W, and then have to find a book on my bookshelf that begins with W, and then read a hardback. I do feel like I avoid reading my sprayed edges and I avoid reading my hardbacks. I feel like this way I might actually get around to reading those. I'm just gonna write them out, so I'll see you in a minute. So I'm going to add these to my jar, so I literally just fold them in half and then in half again, but I thought while I'm doing that I will talk you through my 25 and 2025. I have read 13 of them, so I am on track technically. We're halfway through the year and I've read half of them, so I'm taking that as a win. So my first one is Onyx Storm. Now I still haven't finished Iron Flame. I read up to part 2 in like March, I think, and I still haven't finished it. So me and James are buddy reading those. We reread the first one. I reread the first one, he read the fourth one, and then we started reading Iron Flame, and then I don't know what happened, but we just stopped reading. So I need to read that. And then All I Ever Needed by Emily Catlow, which I have read. Say You'll Remember Me by Anna Jimenez, which I have read. Fearless by Lauren Roberts, read. Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage, read. Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, I haven't read that yet. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil has only just come out, but I've not read that yet. Diabound by Sable Sorensen. I haven't read that yet, but I'm going to wait until I get the physical book, and I don't think that comes out until, I've got it written somewhere, I think it's the 26th of August. I think it is out on Kindle, but I'm going to wait. And then the same with Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. Now that doesn't come out until the 4th of September. I've got it pre-ordered, but again, I'm going to wait until I get the physical copy to read it. Wandered by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen. I've read that. Serpent in the Wings of Night, Carissa Brent, I've read that. Guild by Raiden Kennedy, I've read that. So on the series, I'm only putting the first books, so I've read the first ones. And then Spark of the Everflame Pencall, I've not read that yet. Quicksilver, I still haven't read. I'm really slacking on that one. I don't know why, I just can't bring myself to read it yet. Book of Azrael by Amber V. Cole, not read that yet. Lady of Darkness, Melissa K. Rurick, not read that yet. Lightlark, I have read. Throne of Glass, I haven't read. Haunting Adeline, I still haven't read. Crimson Moth, I've read. Shadow and Bone, I've read. One Dark Window, haven't read. Love Hypothesis by Isla Hazelwood, I've read. Mile High by Liz Ford, I've read. And The Awakening, which is a book one in the Zodiac Academy, and I have read that as well. So, like I said, I am on 13 of my 25. So I think that's a good start. I think I'm doing pretty well there, but a lot of these do mean starting big series, which I'm not a lover of, but it's fine. We all do that at some point. I'm making good way with my 25. I think 13 out of 25 is actually better than I expected. If I'm honest, I completely forgot about this list until I sat down and was thinking of new prompts and was like, oh, I could have a look at that. And then I had a look at it and started ticking them off and realised how badly I was doing. So when picking like future TBRs, I was thinking, right, what is in this list that I can tick off? So I read Fearless, Wild and Wrangled, Love Hypothesis, and Say You'll Remember Me all within like the last 4 or 5 weeks, because I'd realised that I had completely forgotten that this list existed. So that is my TBR jar all updated, which I'm very happy with. I need to give it a good mix actually, or I'm just going to be pulling the new one straight away, aren't I? Give them a good and proper mix, just tip them out on the table. I've only been using the TBR jar for a couple of months now as well, so I haven't pulled majority of these yet. I really like how colourful my jar is, it makes me happy. But that is definitely a lot more full, so that is the TBR jar all updated. So bookshelf is done, TBR jar is done. Next I just have to wait for James to finish work so I can rope him into embossing books. So I will leave you to future Georgia to sort out the rest of this video. I am just gonna go through quickly some pre-orders that I've received, and then we'll get them on the bookshelves where they belong as well, just while we're here. So TBR jar is done, so that can go back up there. But yeah, I've had some pre-orders. I mean, 2 of them have been out a while, but I've waited for the paperbacks and then ordered the paperbacks. So, and then the other one is a new release. So the first one is The Coven by Harper L. Woods. Now this is one that I see in Waterstones all the time. They've got the hardback edition there. And I literally, every time I go in, I pick it up, I look at it, and then I'm like, no, and then put it back. So this is book 1 in the Coven of Bones series, so it's like a witchy one. I think it's like a dark academia type. I'm not 100% sure if I'm completely honest. I really like the look of it, and like I said, I've been umming and ahhing about it for ages, and then when I saw the paperback I was like, do you know what, now that it's in paperback I'm going to get it. So it originally came out on the 3rd of October 2024, but the paperback only came out on the 5th of June 2025. So I'll just read you the back of it quickly. So it says, your destiny is not to do what is right, your destiny is to destroy us all. Willow never thought she'd accept a place at Hollows Grove University, the secret and prestigious institution where the best and the brightest of her fellow witches learn to wield their magic. But Willow has reasons for being at Hollow Groves beyond the education it offers. Raised to be a weapon against the coven that presides over the university, she must find the bones of her ancestors in order to reclaim the magic that is her destiny. Her only obstacle is Alaric Grayson Thorne, the university's beautiful and infuriating headmaster. Gray is ruthless, manipulative, dangerous. He represents everything Willow's been taught to despise, but despite their mutual loathing, Gray understands Willow better than anyone, and he might just be the key to unlocking her full power. So I really like the sound of this one. I've read Phantasma by Kaylee Smith, and that's sort of the closest to like a really witchy book that I've read. That actually, and Crimson Moth, and I really like the witchy elements of it, so I think this is going to be something I really enjoy. It's also really short and really bendy, so I'm actually really looking forward to this one. It's only 285 pages long, so it's a really short one, so I'm really looking forward to that one. And then the second pre-order I've got is book 3 in the Crowns of Nyxia series. Now the hardback came out forever ago, but the paperback only came out on the 3rd of July, so this arrived the other day. I'm not going to read what's on the back because I haven't actually finished the Crowns of Nyxia first duet anyway, but I know this one follows, is it Mish? I think that's how you say it, that's how I've said it throughout the rest of it, so I think it's niche. So this one is the first one in the Shadowborn, so it's like the second set of duets. And the fourth one comes out pretty soon, I think. Let me just quickly check. Okay, so book 4 is The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk, and that literally comes out on the 5th of August, so I want to try and get a bit caught up, and then I'll probably wait for like the paperback of that one as well. And then the final pre-order I've got is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. Now I've seen everyone going mental about this. This is by V. Schwab. I don't know much about this other than it's vampires and it's a sapphic romance. So it just says on the back, 3 young women, their bodies planted in the same soil, their stories tangled like roots. One grows high, one grows deep, one grows wild, and all of them grow teeth. So it's a vampire one. I've watched Ellen Catherine's video on this and she is absolutely obsessed with this book and is loving it. So I'm really hoping to enjoy it as well. I don't know much else about it. I don't really want to know much about it. I want to go in as blind as possible just so I can have the full experience when I finally get to reading it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this one as well. And I think that one only came out on like, was it like the 10th of July or something like that? But they're my 3 pre-orders that I've received recently. So a nice little haul to keep me going for a little bit. So let's get these on the bookshelf too. So this one is pretty easy sorting. I'm going to put Coven down here with my Phantasma and Enchantra just because it's basically the only other witchy paperbacks that I've got. So I'm going to put that there with those. And then, hello, I'm going to put the Bury Our Midnight Soil on this bit. So, I know this is a slightly different angle, but down here are actually all the books that I'm getting rid of. I thought we could quickly go through those because it's like a bit of a Dehaul thing as well. So I'm going to get rid of Wolfsbane by Andrea Creamer. I did really want to read these books at a point, and they're like sort of shifter werewolf romances. It's YA, and with everything else I just don't think I'm going to get to it anytime soon, so that's going to go. I ended up with 2 copies of Windweaver. I did try and send it back, but they wouldn't let me, so I'm also going to pass that one on as well. The other one's here, but this is the Fairy Loot edition, so I'm going to pass this on. I also ended up with 2 copies of The Love Hypothesis, so I'm going to get rid of the old one and keep the new one. I then have like a bunch of thrillers that I just don't think I'm ever going to read because I've pretty much fallen out with thrillers now. So I've got I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara? I don't know. But I have no idea what it's about, but I just don't think I'll ever get to it. The Open House. I did really want to read this at a point, but then I've looked at the reviews and the reviews aren't that great. The Girl Who Left by Jenny Blackhurst. Again, the reviews just didn't look very good, so I'm going to pass this one on. I've got 2 Karen Slaughter ones, so I've got False Witness and Pieces of Her. I'm going to check if my mum's read these yet because she really likes Karen Slaughter, and if she's not read them, I'll pass them to my mum. If she has read them, then I will just take them to church. And then I also have The Good Neighbour. Again, this is one that I was really excited for, but the more I've kind of looked at it, the more I've realised I'm just not going to get to it, so I'm going to part with this one as well. And then finally I have the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. I have read these, I absolutely love them, but I just don't really want them on my shelves. I don't love how they look, for one, and I just don't think I'll ever read them again. And as much as I love this series, it's kind of what got me into more like spicier romance. I just don't want it. I've still got them on my Kindle if I ever want to reread them, but I can't see myself doing that. And I don't really want them, so I'm going to part with these as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 books that I am de-hauling in this video. So I think I'm quite proud of that. I'm quite chuffed with that one. I've just had them for so long and I know I'm not going to read them, so they may as well go to a better home, to someone who will actually get some enjoyment out of them, because that won't be me. That's my little de-haul. So we've organised the bookshelves, everything's where I want it now. We've de-hauled some books, bought some new books. Yeah, we just need to emboss them now. I've got this little embosser here. So James got me this for my birthday and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. But you have to like push it until it clicks, and I just don't have the wrist strength. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the little pattern that it does. So I'm gonna rope James into doing these with me. So I'm gonna go get him. I'm only gonna do books that I've already read and that I've finished and that I absolutely love. I'm not gonna do everything, because obviously if I don't end up liking it, I can then pass it on without them having my name in it. That's the plan. I'm gonna rope James in and he's gonna help me emboss some books. And I've got him reading Powerless. He's actually doing the audio, so I might put that on. Let him read that while we emboss some books. So let's go. I hope you're feeling strong.
Shall I put Powerless on? We'll just start the chapter again.
Where are we?
They're just about to finish the first trial.
Ooh. the books that I wanted embossing embossed, so I'm super happy with that. Thank you again to my lovely partner James for giving me a hand with that. I absolutely love watching him listen to Powerless. Like, it's one of my favourite series, so I just find it so interesting, his like opinion on it all. So I've done my Zodiacs, I did all my Powerless books, my Fourth Wing, I've done sort of like some of the more romancy ones that I really enjoyed so far. That is now all done, so that is everything that I want to get done in this video. So I'm gonna leave this here. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I love doing these sort of reset videos, it just makes me feel so much better knowing that everything is up to date and sorted. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this one as well. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as always, my social media, my Amazon, my Goodreads and my business email are all in the description bar below. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you're well. Take care. Bye.